Okay, now regarding lab experiment for module 2, I already uploaded a video from the lab. We did the experiment, one of them yesterday. I uploaded, you find it in the SULMS. But here I would like to add extra information. You know, we have 3 circuits: circuit 1, circuit 2, circuit 3, and for each we make a specific information you need to follow or use them. As example, frequency and duty cycle. You know, duty cycle, D is V out, okay. D is represent T on, sorry, over TS, where TS is 1 over Fs. You know this frequency, switching frequency, time period of the switching, and T on state time for the switch, and D is the duty cycle. He gave you here some information. The same thing for the second circuit and the last circuit, which is inverter. He gave you the frequency. By the way, any extra information needed, you can assume them, but I gave you here the input voltage and the resistances from 1 to 5, which is 0.5, as you can see here, kilo ohm. Now what we want you to do, I will explain them, I will give a brief of each one of them, but what we want you to do is, look here, we want you to plot by, after you do the modeling in PSpice or any software. I also uploaded some software online, free online resources to use them if you would like. So if you use PSpice or Multisim, whatever, Simulink, whatever the software you are using, try to find the input and output voltage and current waveforms, sketch them. As we learned in lab number 1, we want to compare how it looked like when the signal came, how it looked like when it's produced at the output. Also, we want you to determine input and output, average and RMS voltage and currents by calculation and from the simulation, okay. And after that, you evaluate and discuss your results. You can compare between them. Okay. Now in this circuit, by the way, when we put them together, you can add them and come up with our total resistance. Okay. This is RR load, and when the switch here is conduct, this diode will not conduct, so the current will follow here through the switch back to the supply. Let me change the color. Okay. When the switch is off, the energy stored in the inductance will release. We talk about this in the first session, live session of the lectures. Now for the second circuit, it's clear that when switch here and here are switched together, okay, current will follow in this direction back to the supply. Let me change the color. Okay, when the switch is this one and this one conduct, the current will follow here, okay, back to the supply. You see here the blue and red arrows. It seems to be that the current seen by the load is in one direction and the opposite direction. So we create similar to this pulse. For the next circuit here, we have one leg. We will talk about 2 legs, which is similar to the previous one. Have a look here with the capacitor. We will explain why we put capacitor, identical capacitor, and the voltage distributed. But to simplify this, what we do, I will take this circuit. It's the same behavior, okay, to make it easy for you, just to understand the principle. Okay, let's assume this is resistance, inductance, this is the load. Now when this switch is on, current will follow in this direction from this supply. This switch is off, so there is no current follow from this supply. Let me change the color. 1 second. Okay. When this switch is on, this one is off, not anymore conducting. The current will follow in this direction. Okay. So you can see here currents are following in either the different directions, which produce what we call it also square wave. We will discuss this in the inverter part. Okay. However, these are the 3 circuits. Try to do the needed results and discuss them, and see you in the next lab.